Hey guys, what I wanted to do is just have sort of a Q&A with you guys and see if you have any questions about collecting or anything like that. I'm actually currently making a video about sort of like beginner collectors and stuff like that, tips and tricks and stuff like that for them. Um, so if you guys have any questions or anything in general that you want to ask about collecting, so I'm going to be going through a few different tips and tricks that have hey, what's up? Um, a few different tips and tricks that I've learned personally for stuff. But if there's anything that you guys are wondering, like how to find figures or how to store them, anything like that, please let me know and I'll try and answer those. So one of the first things that I did when I first started collecting is I would watch a bunch of different reviews, and what I liked is the comparisons. So I could sort of see which figures I liked the best for each character, and then a lot of times I would go and research that figure and sort of see where I could buy them for the cheapest and stuff like that. So that is sort of how I started, and that's also why I started this channel, is because a lot of the other YouTubers like Dan Who Reviews, MC Collector, Shartimus Prime, all those are people that I watched when I was trying to figure out what figures and stuff that I wanted to buy, and so that's what I sort of want to pass on to other people as well through my channel. And so yeah, that's the main thing, is just sort of researching and figuring out which figures I wanted and everything like that. Do you know what shelf you use? Um, so this shelf right here behind me is called a cube organizer shelf, and I believe I got that at Walmart for like 80 bucks. It was actually pretty cheap. And I put a little backing, a little backing on there and stuff. This one over here actually made when I was in wood shop in high school. So that one I personally made, and this one's just from Walmart. And then the shelf that I have, you can't see it, but it's way up there. It goes like around the top of my border of my room, or it's just boards that I stained that I put up there. And then a lot of the lights I just bought off Amazon. The lights on these are called puck lights. So they have like little adhesive on the back, and you just stick them up on the top, and they have wires that go through the back and everything. I actually have a video on the channel that I go through like my whole setup and everything if you want to check that out. It goes through like all the different lights and stuff that I use for my collection. So I go more in the depth about it on there. And I'm sorry for the poor quality on the live stream. My internet sucks here, so it might cut it some out. Like, sorry. But anyway, some of my other tips are for storing. Do you think Hasbro would ever make an MCU Daredevil Marvel Legends figure? Um, so they have one that I actually have up in my collection, way up there, from the Netflix series. I think they'll make one for I think it was Born Again series that's supposed to be coming out for Daredevil. I think they'll make one for that. One of my other tips is how to store your figures or your accessories for your figures. So what I do is, just a second. So I have a bunch of these little plastic bags. So each figure has a little plastic bag and has all the accessories that I'm not like displaying them with. So, and then usually I take a Sharpie and write like what figure it is. This one I don't have anything written on yet, but that's usually what I do. And then I have this plastic tub here that I just sort of stick all the little bags in. So you can see all those in there. There's hundreds in there, and each one, for the most part, has what figure they go to written on it, and that really helps sort of keep track of them. because I used to lose some of the accessories and stuff, and that got frustrating. So that's how I store them and stuff now. So that really helps a lot. So what else here? Um, so keeping up on like pre-orders is something that gets pretty overwhelming at times. Um, and that's something that I just recently sort of started doing, is keeping up on pre-orders. So like just the No Way Home, like all those figures that just came out. Um, like a lot of those sold out like almost as soon as they went up for pre-order. Like I think the Doc Ock and Green Goblin sold out within like 2 hours on Amazon, which is just nuts. But so with a lot of those figures, if you don't keep up on pre-orders, they can sell out really fast and they can be sort of hard to get your hands on at times, or you'll end up paying more for it in the future. So that's something that here recently I've been trying to sort of keep up on a little more, and I'm trying to do that a lot more on the channel so that it's less overwhelming for you guys, and so that you can sort of get those figures and stuff if you want them. Um, and two of the biggest problems I feel like collectors in general have trouble with is running out of money and space. So you run out of money to collect the figures, and then once your collection grows a lot, you sort of run out of space to store them. Um, that's why I put that shelf, you can see in my collection video, of that shelf that goes around my room, because I ran out of room on these two shelves here. So I had to start that shelf, which gave me a lot more room. Now I'm starting to run out of room on that shelf as well, and I don't know where I'm going to put more figures. Um, I'll probably just scoot them a little bit closer together, which sometimes that sucks because you can't have them in as dynamic poses if they're too close together. But that's what ends up happening a lot. Like you can see, sort of see on this Spider-Verse shelf over here, a lot of those are sort of crammed together because I'm running out of room. So that's usually what happens is they sort of all get crammed together. So yeah, that's two of my biggest problems is running out of money for figures and space for them. Let's see what else here. Uh, Another thing is sort of along the lines of the pre-order. So um, let's see. I get tired getting the MCU Matt Murdock figure, but I got it website something late. Sorry, I'm not that good of a reader. Um, yeah, so a lot of those like No Way Home figures, sort of like what I was talking about, they sell out really fast, um, and sometimes that gets really frustrating because especially when they have like exclusives. So they have like Target exclusives, Walmart exclusives, all kinds of different ones. And those get really frustrating because, especially the Target ones, because they sell out really fast. And with the Target ones, they show up in stores usually before the pre-orders and stuff ship out, which sucks because usually that's the whole point of pre-ordering is so you get it like as soon as they release and everything. So that gets frustrating. Um, so like with the Tracksuit Mafia, that's the Target exclusive. That one was frustrating because I couldn't pre-order it because it got sold out before I could get to it, and I ended up having to check at my local Target like almost every day, to see if they had any. And then finally they had one, and they only had one in stock. So I got that one, but I don't want to have to constantly check every single day to get another one. Like I've been wanting to get a few more so I can have like a whole group of them. Um, but they're sold out on Target, and I don't want to check every single day in my Target store. Jeez Louise, if I can speak. Um, just to get those, and my closest Target is about 30 minutes away, so I don't want to drive 30 minutes just just to get that figure or check on that figure. And so that's one of the frustrating things. And um, especially like there's some people like a Target, they don't have one for like hours away, which is really frustrating. And then I looked on eBay to try and get a another Tracksuit Mafia figure, and they're selling for like 50 or 70 bucks. I'm like, I don't want it that bad. I'll just stay with the one I got for right now. But that's another thing with like pre-orders and stuff like that, which gets frustrating. It's because like if you want that figure and it sells out, it's a hassle a lot of times to try and get your hands on them. Um, and especially with like No Way Home figures, like the ones that just came out. Like I know a lot of people want those figures, and I'm glad those aren't exclusives for that reason. And even those sold out really quick. So that's why it's important to sort of stay up to date on those pre-orders. And a lot of the best way to sort of stay up on those pre-orders is just sort of get involved with the Marvel Legends or the collector community. Anthony, how are you doing today? I am doing pretty good. I'm a little tired, but I'm always tired. How are you doing? Uh, yeah, so man, I really hope they get rid of those exclusives at some point. And I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna talk about something else for a second, and it went out of my brain. Um, oh, getting connected in the community for Marvel Legends and stuff. So, with like different YouTubers, you're doing that's good. I'm glad. It's always good to have a great day. That's what I say. um, but it's always good to sort of get involved, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, whatever, or on YouTube, to sort of get involved with some other collectors and stuff. Um, that's the best way to sort of stay informed with pre-orders and follow like Hasbro Pulse, um, their social media and stuff like that. They usually do a decent job, and some of the PR for Hasbro and for Marvel Legends and stuff. You can follow some of them to sort of stay up to date on that stuff. And another thing that's sort of frustrating about sort of the pre-orders and stuff like that is a lot of times they don't really have set like pre-order dates, if that makes sense, or release dates, I should say. So they'll say like coming winter or spring, or they'll give you a month or something like that when it's going to release. But then sometimes they'll release it like a month or two before it's even supposed to, and you'll get notifications and stuff, which is frustrating at times because you never have like an exact date when it's going to ship or anything until like maybe a week prior or something like that. Or sometimes you'll get a notification that it just shipped, so it's like, oh crap, you know. So that can get a little frustrating at times. I wish they had a better way of dealing with that. Um, but yeah, those are a few things that sort of get frustrating at times, but it's sort of something you sort of get used to at some points. Let's see here. Do you prefer Marvel movies or DC movies? So, um, I'd probably say Marvel movies in general. I do like DC, like animation a little better than the Marvel animation. Um, I like the Justice League animated series and stuff is pretty good, but I like most of the live action Marvel movies better. Um, but games, I think DC has better games. Are you ready for Loki season 2 this Thursday on Disney Plus? Absolutely, I am. I feel like this is what will get Marvel back on track. Because Secret Invasion I didn't care for too much, and I had high hopes for Secret Invasion, and then I watched it and I was like, I don't really care for this. Started off strong, then sort of died out. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for Loki season 2. I really hope it's as good as season one. I think it will be, but yeah, I'm definitely excited for it. Um, and I don't know if you guys, yeah, I hope, cross my fingers, yeah. Um, I don't know if you guys watch Star Wars or anything, but Ahsoka, the season finale for that is tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited for that as well. Um, what else was I going to talk about for sort of the collecting tips? Um, yeah, I think mainly just collect what you like. Collect the characters and figures you like because it's your collection. I mean, it doesn't really matter if other people like it or not. You're the one that has to spend the money on it and look at it every day. So that would probably be my main tips for you. I don't want the Ahsoka show to end. Yeah, it's I don't either. Honestly, it's really good. Um, I like The Mandalorian. Probably is my favorite Star Wars like show or movie or anything. But Ahsoka's pretty close second, I think. Um, it's pretty good. And I will be doing like a full edited video and stuff for collector tips and stuff on the channel. It'll have a little bit better quality than this live stream because, like I said, my internet connection sort of sucks. But I'll have the full edited version, have a little bit better picture quality and everything. Probably better audio quality as well, um, and stuff like that. Do you think Darth Vader will come? Sorry. Do you think Darth Vader will come back someday? Um, I don't know. I feel like I feel like they will have him in quite a few of like if you haven't seen Ahsoka, spoiler warning, but you sort of see a glimpse of him in Ahsoka. It's more of like a flashback-ish type. But I think you'll see more of him in if they do like shows while he's alive in that time period. You'll see more of Darth Vader, but I don't think you'll see him like come back to life, if that makes sense, because they've already had like the sequel trilogy and stuff like that, where they've sort of moved past Darth Vader in that sense. But I think we will see him again at some point in a show or movie that takes place before he dies, if that makes sense. Let's see. I don't know why this chat keeps disappearing on me. I have to keep pulling it back up. Sorry about that. How old are you? I am 25. I am an old man. See, you can see some gray in my beard. Just kidding, that's blonde. But yeah, I am 25. I'll be 26 in a couple months. So yeah, I'm pretty old. um, I know. Wish you were 25 again. I say that. I was like, I wish I was 18 again. But in some ways I do. But I feel like time is just slipping away. Even though I'm only 25, it's like, seems like yesterday I just graduated. It's ridiculous how fast time flies. Especially when you're having fun. Um, so there's a few warnings that I want to give you about collecting. So far as buying figures, if you buy them on eBay or Facebook, like Facebook groups, you have to be careful for scammers. Um, there's not quite as many on eBay as there is like on Facebook. Um, Usually, what I run into on eBay is people trying to, I guess, false advertise. So I have to go over here. It's two. Oh, okay. See ya. Yeah, if it's 2 a.m. there, I don't blame you. But so far as scammers on eBay, a lot of times what I run into is people trying to pass off a certain figure as a more expensive figure, if that makes sense. So, for example, they'll try and sell like they'll say it's a worthy Captain America with Thor's hammer and everything. And they'll have it for sale for like 50, $60 when it's actually like a different Captain America that's a cheaper figure with like a different hammer or something stupid like that. It may only be worth like $10, but they're selling it for 60. And if you're not informed, you'll end up buying it by mistake. I almost did that a few times, so just be careful on that. And Facebook, I don't buy any figures off Facebook personally, just because I don't really trust it. I've heard too many people getting scammed through like PayPal and stuff like that, so just be careful. Check in on the chat again here. I'm about to hunt at the stores. Rarely do I trade. Only sell on. Sorry, this keeps disappearing. I only sell on Facebook groups, but buy on eBay. Too much chances of scamming. Yeah, yeah, definitely. That's why I don't buy on Facebook. I mean, there is some trustworthy people on there, but I don't care to take the risk really. eBay is pretty good because they have like a guaranteed money back guarantee type deal, where if someone scams you, they'll give you your money back, refund you and stuff. So you don't have to worry about it too much on there. Facebook, there's way too many scammers on there for me personally. So if you're buying a new figure, just buy it on Amazon or Walmart or something like that. But a lot of times, if there's a figure that's like, I guess discontinued, I think is what they call it, where they're not like selling it anymore at normal retailers. A lot of times, that's the only place you can buy them is on eBay if they're not selling them anymore. And oh, another thing is on eBay or Facebook, you have to be concerned about the figures having like loose joints and stuff. Because I've bought a few on eBay to where I get them in the mail and try to display them, and the joints and stuff are so loose they fall. And I'm not that great at like customizing or anything, so I don't really know how to fix that. But I do know, I've heard that if like you're buying them brand new and the joints are too stiff, to put them in like warm water or something like that, and it sort of loosens them up. I haven't tried it yet, but I've heard that works pretty good. Um, yeah, yeah, definitely. As far as scammers go, sell comic books on Instagram. I usually do PayPal for, but yeah, um, yeah, I haven't really used PayPal a whole lot as far as that stuff goes. Um, I'm sort of scared to even try it, honestly. Um, I had a few friends that got scammed through PayPal. They emptied almost $1,000 out of their account, and I'm like, that ain't worth the risk for me. But if you've used it quite a bit and you sort of know the signs and stuff of scammers, then it's a little more um, manageable, I guess. Um, but yeah, and what else? If anybody knows how to clean like cloth for action figures, that would be really helpful. The only figures that I have that have cloth, I think, is oh, wrong way. Right there. That Luke Skywalker has the cloak or the robe that's cloth, and I've been meaning to clean it because it has like dust and stuff on it, but I don't really know how to clean it without like tearing it up. All my other figures are all plastic, so those are pretty easy. Just sort of wipe them down and stuff. So, oh, excuse me, my bad. Um, so yeah, those are my main tips and tricks for collecting. Um, like I said, just sort of watch some reviews and stuff, see some comparisons, figure out what figures you like the best and everything. And it does get expensive, so be prepared for that. Um, You can find some on sale, which I try. Well, I used to try and do that a lot, but since I do reviews and stuff on YouTube now, a lot of times I will buy them at retail price just so I can do reviews on them for you guys so you can see if they're worth buying, or if you want to buy them new or whatever. So at times I do wait though some on some of these figures, for them to go on sale, like the Eternals. I waited, which I sold them now, but I waited for those, and I'm glad I did because they went on sale. I think I bought most of them for like $5 or $10 a piece, so that was worth waiting for. Well, for the sale price anyway. I ended up selling them anyway, uh, but you can sort of tell on times. Uh, um, yeah, but a lot of times here lately, I've been buying them just straight retail price, um, for the reviews and everything, uh, just so you guys can sort of see if they're something you want or not. But that's, yeah, pretty much the tips and tricks and stuff that I have for collecting. There might be a few others. Oh, and one thing I really hate is having to dust all the time because I have OCD. So it really bothers me, especially on the shelf. Oh, which way to go? This shelf over here is like almost a black. It's a dark brown, so you can see dust on it a lot. And having to take all the figures off and dust, I have to do that almost once a week. Ugh, I hate that so much. And then, well, because and since I have OCD, I have to get my figures set like perfectly, and I'll constantly adjust them to where they're like perfectly, posed and everything. So when I have to take them off to dust, it takes me like hours to try and like readjust them. And then when figures fall, which they do constantly, just randomly, and since I have, that shelf that goes all the way around the border at the top of my room, sometimes I'll have figures that like fall on my bed in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping, and they'll scare the crap out of me. So that's always fun. Um, but yeah, I well, and that shelf goes right above my TV, so I'm really scared that my figure's gonna fall and break my TV at some point. I've had some fall and hit my TV, but they're the smaller ones, so they haven't done anything. But that's really scary. Yeah, and I don't really dust, the top shelf too much because I can't really see the dust. So out of sight, out of mind type of deal there. Um, yeah. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, I will be doing like a full edited version of this, and I'll go a little more in the depth on some of those tips and stuff. And that way it has a little bit better, picture quality and stuff. But this, I just wanted to do sort of a live chat with you guys, so I can, instantly, respond to your questions and everything like that. And I have a little bit better setup now for my live streams, so I'll try and do it a little bit more. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and have a great day.